Hey YouTube world, Vile Self here, and I've decided to do something a little different on my channel for you today. Today I'm going to be giving you the pros and cons of the upcoming next generation consoles. I will be including a point system, so when all is said and done we can tally up the points and see which console is actually a better choice for both casual and core gamers. So let me start by saying I'm doing my best to be completely unbiased and non-subjective, and I will be listing all of the pros and all of the cons for each console that I could come up with based on my own knowledge and based on a few Google searches I did just to make sure I wasn't missing anything. Again, I'm trying to make this straight down the middle. I'm trying to be completely fair, regardless of what my own real opinion might be. So if you feel like I'm being out of line or, subjective in any way, leave it in the comments. I will do my best to fix it. I'll also add that I am considering as many factors as possible, regardless how small or insignificant it may or may not be. Every positive aspect will be considered a pro, and every negative aspect will be considered a con, regardless of how significant they are. For the point system, each pro will be worth 1 point and each con will be worth negative 1 point. Pretty straightforward and simple. So by random selection, I am going to start with the PS4 first. I will list the pros and then I will go over the cons and I will tally up its final score and we'll see how it goes from there. I will then follow suit with the Xbox One's pros and cons, final score, and then a final thought at the end. So here we go. These are the pros for the PS4. The PS4 will be cheaper at launch. The PS4 will not require a mandatory peripheral. Speaking of the PlayStation Eye, it is an optional purchase. Every PS4 will ship with a mono headset. It is just a small, dinky one earbud headset, the kind that you would get with maybe a smartphone or something. It's not great, but everybody does get one. So if you don't have a headset, you'll have one if you get a PS4. It might not be that good, but you'll have one. You'll be able to use it online and whatever. The PS4 is actually backwards compatible with headsets, so if you have a current headset for PS3, whether it's a Turtle Beach or a Sony brand or whatever other brand you might have, it will be compatible via the Bluetooth that the PS4 has. The PS4 also has faster RAM. It has GDDR5, 8 gigabytes of RAM, which from my research is about twice as fast as the GDDR3 8 gigs of RAM that the Microsoft Xbox One has. The controller is rechargeable, which is a good thing. The controller has been improved. It's got better triggers, faster responses, better ergonomical grips. Everything feels better on the controller from what I've heard and from what the people that have got to handle it have said. The controller is more innovative. There's a speaker on the controller, a headphone jack on the controller, a motion sensor, a touchpad, and a share button. These are all things we have never seen before on a gaming controller, so in that respect it is very innovative. The unit itself is a smaller unit with both vertical and horizontal stance options. I'm not 100% sure if the Xbox One has a vertical stance option. Every time I see it, it's in a horizontal state, but the fact that the PS4 has the option to do either gives it that slight edge in that respect. Online costs less per year. It is $50 a year for a PS Plus subscription. The architecture is a developer's dream. I've been hearing developers say this. Unlike the PS3, which was a nightmare, they fixed that problem. This PS4 is going to be a dream for developers to make games for. The PS4 also has lots of indie and third-party support. Now, me personally, I'm not really the kind of guy that likes indie games, but a lot of people love indie games. So if you're the kind of person that loves indie games, you will love a PS4 because that's what the PS4 is about. Sony has always had the most AAA exclusive titles. That is a subjective opinion, but it's sort of obvious. If you look at anybody's top rated games of all time list, you're going to see games like Uncharted, God of War, The Last of Us, which just came out, is crazy. Games like Gran Turismo, the highest selling racing game of all time, is a PS3 exclusive. The no DRM, no digital rights management, that's something that we cheered about at E3 when they finally announced that. No mandatory online. If you don't have the internet at your house, your PS3 will work just fine. You do not need to go online at all. The remote play feature is a very exciting thing. This is something new to consoles again that we have not seen before. You'll be able to access your friends' games from your own couch and vice versa, whether you're just watching or even remotely taking over and playing his game, whether you're passing a part for him or even giving him some special items that he might need to get through a certain part of the game. Very exciting. I can't wait to try that out. There's integration with smartphones. We learned this when I saw the PS Plus demo where you see a girl in a shop and she downloads some DLC from her phone and it automatically it's ready for her when she gets home. The cloud service Gaikai won't be available until early 2014, but it is coming. And we got the user removable and upgradable hard drive, which is always good. 500 gig hard drive. It is user removable and upgradable in case you do need more space at any time. There's no word yet whether we can use an external hard drive as the Xbox One, but that remains to be seen. Some cons for the PS4: no backwards capabilities. The backwards compatibility is null except for the possibility of downloading PS3 games via the cloud onto your PS4 console. Possible HDCP restrictions, that's high definition copyright restrictions. It's probably going to happen, but people are saying it's not going to affect gaming. We'll see. And the camera peripheral is not included. It is an extra $60 if you want it, if you're that kind of gamer. So the PS4's total pros are 19. The PS4's total cons are 3. So the total score for the PS4 is 16. Here are the pros for the Xbox One. We have an improved controller. It has better triggers, faster button responses. Overall, the controller feels better. The analog sticks are nicer. Everything on this controller has been improved. The controller is much better. There's the TV integration. This is an innovation that we have not seen in gaming consoles before. Your Xbox One now doubles as a cable box pretty much, and you're able to watch TV on your gaming console. This gaming console also comes with voice command, which is another innovation we have not seen in gaming consoles before. We've seen it in other devices like smartphones and stuff like that, but not in a gaming console. So being able to tell your Xbox to turn on or turn off without having to touch a button is pretty cool. A Kinect is included in every box. Whether you are interested in that peripheral or not, you get one. Some promising exclusives. This is a subjective but a pretty obvious statement, so I'm labeling it as a pro. You got Rise. That game looks totally awesome. Dead Rising 3, Titanfall. Those games all look pretty fucking cool, and they're Xbox exclusives. Xbox reversed the policies, no DRM, no mandatory online. They also have the remote play features, the integration with the smartphone. They also have the cloud service, which will be available at launch. The Xbox One, unlike the PS4, can be used with external hard drives. It remains to be seen with the PS4 about this yet, but it's been confirmed for Xbox. And Microsoft also has exclusive partnerships with popular developers and games such as Activision, FIFA, and Madden. So that's popular amongst the Call of Duty fans and the sports fans if they want those deals. So some of the cons for the Xbox One, unfortunately, they removed the family share function, which I think was their biggest mistake, because that to me was the biggest selling point of this console in the first place, and they removed it once they changed all their DRM policies around. I think they should bring this back. It would definitely benefit them. The unit costs more by $100. Yeah, the Kinect peripheral is included, but I mean, even the PlayStation Eye is only $60, so you're still spending an extra $40. Online costs more, $10 more per year, $60 subscription versus $50 subscription. The peripheral is mandatory. I'm speaking about the Kinect. You have to have it on. That's a bit of a pain. Mandatory initial internet connection. I mean, for the people that don't have internet, that's a bit of a hassle. You have to connect at least once when you first get it. After that, you're good to play offline. Mandatory game installs, that's kind of a catch-22. Yeah, installing your game will help your game run a little smoother, less load times, but you risk the chance of running out of hard drive space faster, having to buy an external hard drive. The Xbox One will be running 3 operating systems which divide the system RAM. So it's got 8 gigabytes of system RAM, which is already slightly slower than the PS4's system RAM, and it's divided between 3 operating systems. So you're going to have some of the RAM going towards gaming, some of the RAM going towards the TV function, and some of the RAM going towards Windows. From what I heard is it's 5 gigs towards gaming and 3 gigs divided between the other two, but it's 3 simultaneously running operating systems. I think that's bad. This is another subjective thing, but the unattractive design, you're here. It's the butt of many jokes. It's big, it's bulky, it's retro-ish. People are comparing it to an old school VCR from the 80s. I mean, some of these young kids probably don't even know what a VCR is these days. So if you want to use one of your old headsets, you will need an extra attachment to do so. Xbox One does not have Bluetooth, so you will not be able to use your current Xbox 360 headsets. I heard they were in talks with Turtle Beach, I believe, to make an exclusive headset for Xbox One. That's not confirmed. I don't know for sure if that's happening, but you will need an attachment to use your old headsets. There's no backwards capabilities like the PS4. You can't play your PS6. You can't play your 360 games on your Xbox One. The possibility of being watched and heard through Kinect, out of the Big Brother theory, is a little bit of a scary thing. I put it as a con because we don't really know for sure. I mean, after all this stuff with the Snowden case, of the U.S. spying on people and stuff, you never know. I'm just putting it as a con because it is a possibility. Like the PS3, or sorry, the PS4, the possible HDCP, the high definition copyright protection restrictions are going to be there. Hopefully it doesn't apply to gaming. And last but not least, they're still using battery powered controllers. Nothing's worse than running out of battery power when you're in the middle of a game. So the Xbox total pros, 11. The Xbox total cons, 14. So the Xbox One's total score is a -3. So there you have it, guys. The PS4 wins with 16 over the Xbox One with -3. Now, I know that's quite a landslide, and I did not plan for this. Like I said, I tried to be as fair as possible. My opinions, my video might come across as extremely biased. If it does, please leave me a comment or send me a message or something like that and tell me why you think that, because I really tried to be fair. I am not trying to be pro Sony or, anti Microsoft or anything like that. I'm a gamer. I've been a gamer for 25 years. I've owned many, many consoles, many games. I'm a fan of video games. I'm not trying to pick favorites here, but when it comes to, choosing a console to get this holiday season, I really wanted to do my research and see which console was actually better for me in the long run. So that's why I decided to make this video. I did my research. I got as many pros, as many cons as I could for each console, and this is what I came up with. This is what I found. This is what I heard from the interviews, from the conferences that they showed. This is what I got. So Xbox One ends up with -3, which basically means it's got more more cons than pros, and the PS4 wins by a landslide with a solid +16. So when it all comes down to it, guys, if you're trying to make a decision on which console to buy this holiday season, based on the facts that I can see, the PS4 is definitely your better choice. You get a better console, better hardware for less money. You're not obligated to do anything. You're not obligated to own a peripheral you don't want. You're not obligated to go online. You don't have to, keep extra batteries for your controllers. None of that stuff. You might be missing out on a few exclusive games that Xbox has, but in the long run, you're probably going to enjoy the PS4 exclusives a little better. Sony has always, in my opinion, and the opinion of many, I've seen many people agree with this. Even Xbox fans, my Xbox 360 friends, all agree that PS3 has better exclusives. Sony is great for exclusives. I mean, games like Gran Turismo 6 is not the #1 selling racing game of all time for no reason. It is a solid game. It's a Sony exclusive. You got Uncharted, you got The Last of Us, which some people are saying the best game of this generation. I haven't even played it yet. I played the demo, and the demo was awesome, but I'm trying to get my hands on it. It is sold out everywhere. But then you got, the God of War series, the Infamous, the list goes on and on. Little Big Planet is an amazing game itself, still going strong. People are making games on there all the time, tons of fun. So join the PlayStation clan, guys. This isn't a joke. This is for real. Don't be afraid to tell your Xbox it is over. Don't be afraid to cut your ties with Microsoft and side with the good guys at Sony. That's how it is. That's where I'm going to leave this video off. Please leave comments. Like it if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to subscribe. If you aren't already, I appreciate it. And I know I'm going to get some hate over this, and I will appreciate that too. Just try not to be too mean about it, because like I said, I try to be as fair as possible. Okay guys, thank you very much for watching. Vile Self out.